Hey everyone, in this video, I'll show you how to crochet this cute and airy summer top using a beautiful flower stitch. Let's get started. We're going to begin with a foundation chain. The chain should be long enough to cover from the nipple to the base of the bust. For my size, which is 34 inches, I chained 18. This number will vary depending on your size. As you can see, my stitches are quite tight in this section, and that's intentional. I want this part to be snug since it covers the bust. The technique I'm using here is a little different, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Let's get started. Start by making a slip knot, then chain a total of 18. Try to keep each chain tight with minimal gaps between them. Now I have 18 chains. Next, we're going to start the first row. We'll skip the first chain, and in the next one, we'll make a single crochet. But here's the difference. Normally, we would pull through and then yarn over, right? But that can make the stitch a little loose. So instead, we're going to yarn under, pull through, then yarn under like this, then pull through. We're going to keep doing this all the way to the end of the row, and then I'll show you what to do next. Now I've made single crochets across 16 chains, and here's the last one. In this stitch, I'm going to make 5 single crochets in the same space. Pull through, then yarn under and pull through again. Try to keep it tight. After the third single crochet, I recommend placing a stitch marker to mark the center point because in the next row we'll be adding more stitches at this spot. Then continue with 2 more single crochets to complete the set of 5. After that, make single crochets all the way down the other side. You'll see small gaps along the base of each stitch. These are where you should insert your hook. You should end up with 16 single crochets on this side as well. I've completed the 16 single crochets, and it should look like this. To start the next row, we're going to chain 1, then turn your work and begin with a single crochet using the yarn under method. I'm going to keep doing this all the way until we reach the stitch marker. Then I'll show you what to do next. Now I've reached the marker. Take the stitch marker out, and in this stitch we're going to make 3 single crochets. In the second single crochet, place the stitch marker again so we'll know where to add 3 stitches in the next row as well. After that, keep doing single crochets, 1 in each stitch until you reach the end of the row. We'll repeat this process in each row, going back and forth until the piece is large enough to cover the bust area. It should look something like this. The number of rows depends on your size. For my size, which is 34 inches, I made a total of 20 rows, But for now, just work up to row 19 and leave the last row for later, because we'll be adding a few extra details in that final row. Now I've completed row 19. In row 20, we'll continue making single crochets as usual until we reach the stitch marker. This part is a little different because we'll be creating the neck strap. At the stitch marker, we need to make 3 single crochets, right? After making the second single crochet, we'll chain to create the neck strap. The chain should be long enough to go around your neck. I recommend chaining 150. Once you've finished the 150 chains, make single crochets all the way back down the chain. Then continue with the third single crochet to complete that center point and finish the rest of row 20. Now I finished both sides, and you'll notice that the center pattern looks slightly different on each side. On one side, the center looks like a single line, and on the other, it looks like a double line. You can choose which side you want to be the front. Once you decide, place a stitch marker on that side to help you remember. Next, we're going to create a chain at the base of the top. This will act as the starting point for the body section. Start from the edge of one side and chain toward the center. You'll need to estimate how many chains you need based on your size, but make sure to count and remember the number so you can match it on the other side. For my size, I made 22 chains. Unlike the bust area, the body section doesn't need to be as tight, so you don't need to use the yarn under method here. Just use the regular yarn over technique. Try to make each chain roughly the height of one row. After completing the 22 chains, we're now going to start working on the body section, which will feature a lacy flower pattern. To begin, chain a total of 52. After finishing the 52 chains, it should look about this long. Now we're going to start the first row, which will be all double crochets. Begin by chaining 2. This will count as our first stitch. Then start your double crochets in the next stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over again and pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, then yarn over again and pull through the remaining 2 loops. Keep doing this all the way across the row, and I'll show you what to do next. I finished the row of double crochets, and now we're going to connect it to the bust section. You can see that the height of the double crochet row is about the same as 2 chains, so we'll join it at the second chain using a slip stitch and then make 1 more slip stitch. That's a total of 2 slip stitches. Next, turn your work. We're going to skip the 2 chains where we did the slip stitches and start in the 3rd chain. From there, make 10 double crochets. After that, we'll start creating the holes for the flower pattern. Now I've completed 10 double crochets. Let's create the first hole by chaining 2, then skipping 2 chains and making a double crochet into the 3rd chain. That gives us our first hole. After that, make 3 more double crochets together with the one we just made. That's a total of 4 double crochets. Now let's make the second hole. We'll do the same thing, chain 2, then make a double crochet into the third chain. Now, we're going to make a total of 16 double crochets, including the one we just did, so that means we need to add 15 more double crochets. So now that we've done 15 double crochets, let's make our first little opening by chain 2, skip 2 chains, and double crochet into the third. That gives us our first hole. Then go ahead and do 3 more double crochets, so you'll have 4 in a row right after the hole. Now for the next space, we'll repeat the same step. Chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet into the next chain. Now just keep going with 1 double crochet in each chain until you reach the end. You should have 10 more to do. Just a heads up, the last chain at the end of the row is easy to miss because it curves a little and can be hard to see. Make sure you don't skip it. A good way to check is to count the rows underneath. This row should have the same number of stitches. Alright, we're on row 3 now. Start by chaining 2, then turn your work. We're going to double crochet in each stitch until you have 3 stitches left before the first hole. When you get there, make a new hole by chaining 2, skipping 2 stitches, and doing a double crochet into the third one, just like we did before. After that, instead of working into the stitches, we're going to work right into the hole, do 2 double crochets into that space, and then do 1 double crochet in the stitch right after the hole. Then just repeat the same steps for the second and third holes. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and double crochet into the third one. Next, place 2 double crochets right into the hole space, and 1 double crochet in the stitch right after it. Then make the next hole the same way. After that, just keep doing double crochet in each stitch until you have 3 stitches left before the first hole. Then we'll repeat the same process to create 3 holes in this section too, just like we did earlier. Once you've finished all 3 holes, just keep going with double crochet in each stitch until you reach the end of the row. After finishing row 3, before we start row 4, we need to connect it to the bust area. Skip the first stitch, then slip stitch into the second and third stitches. Then turn your work. Now let's start row 4. Skip the first 2 stitches where we did the slip stitches and begin double crocheting in each stitch after that until you have 3 stitches left before the first hole. From there, chain 2, skip 2 stitches and double crochet into the third one. Then do 2 double crochets into the hole space and 1 double crochet into the stitch right after it. After that, go ahead and chain 4. We're going to make a triple crochet into the second hole. Yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops 3 times, and that's it. Then chain 4 more and make a double crochet in the stitch right before the hole. Do 2 double crochets into the hole space and 1 double crochet into the stitch right after it. Then make 2 more holes the same way. After that, do 2 double crochets into the next hole and 1 more double crochet into the stitch right after it. Chain 4. Next, we'll work a triple crochet into the second hole. Wrap the yarn around your hook twice, insert it into the hole, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops at a time, 3 times in total. That's your triple crochet. Now chain 4 again and place a double crochet into the stitch just before the next hole. Next, place 2 double crochets into the hole, followed by 1 double crochet in the stitch right after it. Then go ahead and create the final hole for this row. From there, continue working 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way to the end. Now we're on row 5. Start by chaining 2, then turn your work. We're going to place a hole right before the first hole from row 4, so we'll chain 1 more to leave 3 stitches for spacing. Go ahead and create the hole just like before. Then work right into that space, 2 double crochets into the hole and 1 double crochet into the stitch right after it. Next, chain 5. Make a single crochet into the hole, then another single crochet into the stitch between the 2 holes, and 1 more in the next hole. After that, chain 5 again. Double crochet into the stitch right before the next hole, and then continue with 3 double crochets as usual. create another hole, then add 3 more double crochets just like we've been doing. That brings us to the second flower section. Repeat the same steps. Chain 5, single crochet in the hole, single crochet in the stitch between the 2 holes, and another single crochet in the next hole. Chain 5 again. Double crochet into the stitch before the next hole, and then work 3 more double crochets as usual. It should be forming a nice floral pattern by now. Then go ahead and make the last hole of the row. After that, continue with double crochets in each stitch until you reach the end. Finish off the row by connecting it to the bust area, just like we've done before. Now for row 6, after you turn your work, skip the first 2 stitches where we made slip stitches, then make 1 double crochet, followed by 2 double crochets into the hole, and 1 more double crochet in the stitch right after the hole. Now let's start the flower section. Chain 6. Make a single crochet into the hole, then you'll see 3 stitches between the holes. Do 1 single crochet in each of those 3 stitches and then 1 more single crochet into the next hole. That gives you a total of 5 single crochets. Next, chain 6. Double crochet into the stitch right before the next hole and continue with 3 double crochets just like before. Then chain 6 again and repeat the flower steps for the second flower. Make a single crochet into the hole, 1 single crochet in each of the 3 stitches between the holes, and 1 more single crochet in the next hole. Chain 6 one more time, double crochet into the stitch right before the next hole, and again make 3 more double crochets as usual. To finish off this row, just add 1 more double crochet at the end. Now we're on row 7. Start by chaining 2, then turn your work. This row will follow the same pattern as row 5. Begin with 1 double crochet, then create a hole like we've been doing. Next, make 3 double crochets into the hole. Then chain 5. Skip the first and last of the 5 stitches from the flower section and do a single crochet into the center stitch, that's the third one. Chain 5 again, then work 3 double crochets into the next hole and 1 more double crochet into the stitch right after the hole. Create another hole followed by 3 double crochets into the hole. Chain 5, skip the first and fifth stitches and make a single crochet into the middle stitch of the flower section. Chain 5 again, 3 double crochets into the next hole and 1 more double crochet into the stitch right after it. Then make the final hole and finish the row by connecting it to the bust area, just like before. Turn your work and start row 8, which follows the same structure as row 4. Begin with double crochet in first stitch, 2 double crochets into the hole, and 1 more double crochet into the stitch right after the hole. Next, make another hole using the same method. Then do 3 double crochets into the next hole, chain 4, and work a triple crochet into the center stitch. Chain 4 again, do 3 double crochets into the next hole and 1 more double crochet in the stitch right after it. At this point, you should start seeing a complete flower pattern forming. Make 2 holes just like before. Now we're going to repeat that flower section one more time. By 3 double crochets into the next hole, chain 4, triple crochet into the center stitch, chain 4 again and do 3 double crochets into the next hole plus 1 more double crochet after it. Make 1 last hole and then keep double crocheting until you reach the end of the row. This is what your piece should look like now. For row 9, as usual, chain 2 and turn your work. This row follows the same pattern as row 3, where we'll be making 3 holes above the 2 flowers. Start with 7 double crochets. Then make the first hole. Next, do 3 double crochets into the next hole, chain 2, then 3 more double crochets into the following hole, and 1 more double crochet into the stitch right after it. Now make another hole. That gives us a total of 3 holes so far. Continue with double crochets until you have 3 stitches left before the next flower section, or a total of 9 double crochets. Then make another hole and repeat the same process. 3 double crochets into the hole, chain 2, 3 more double crochets into the next hole, and 1 double crochet in the stitch right after. Make one last hole. After that, just keep doing double crochets until the end of the row. You should have 6 double crochets left. Connect it to the bust area as we've been doing, and then turn your work to start the next row. Now we're on row 10. This row follows the same pattern as row 2, with 2 holes placed above the flower section, staggered between the holes from the previous row. Start with 10 double crochets or simply keep going until you've worked over the first hole. Now we're going to make the first hole right between the holes from the row before. After that, place 2 double crochets into the next hole and 1 more double crochet into the stitch right after it. Then make 1 more hole. Continue with double crochets until you reach the stitches right before the flower section. Now repeat the same steps. Make a hole between the holes from the row before. Do 2 double crochets into the next hole and 1 more double crochet in the stitch that follows. Then make 1 last hole. Finish the row by working double crochets all the way to the end. And that completes 1 full set of the flower pattern. Rows 3 to 10 make up 1 flower pattern set. I'll be repeating this set 4 times. You can adjust the number of sets based on your size. Just measure from the center of your chest to the middle of your back. At the end of the shirt, we're going to add a shell stitch border to finish off the hem. Chain 1. Before I start the single crochets, I'm going to place a stitch marker at the beginning. In this part, we're going to do single crochet all the way across. You should end up with a total of 54 stitches, so just try to space them out as evenly as you can by eye. After getting 54 stitches, we're ready to start the shell stitch. Chain 1, then turn your work. Start with 1 single crochet, then skip 2 stitches. In the third stitch, make 5 double crochets all in the same stitch. Then skip 2 stitches and make a single crochet in the third stitch. Skip 2 more stitches and in the next stitch, make 5 double crochets all in the same stitch to create the next shell. We're going to keep doing this all the way to the end of the row. You should end up with a total of 9 shells. And now I've finished both sides. When you connect them together, it should look something like this. Next, we're going to make the tie that wraps around under the bust. But before that, chain 1 first, then cut the yarn. We'll weave in the ends later. Just leave about a handspan of yarn before cutting. Go ahead and cut the yarn in the other areas too, leaving about a palm's length for each tail so we can weave them in later. We're going to make the tie that wraps around under the bust. Start with a slip knot and I'm going to make a total of 300 chains. Once I finish, I'll show you what to do next. After finishing the 300 chains, chain 1 more, then we're going to single crochet all the way back to the starting point. Once that's done, it should look something like this. Now we're going to fasten off by chaining 1 and cutting the yarn. You'll need to make 2 of these ties. The first one wraps around under the bust. For the second one, follow the same steps but make it about 200 to 250 chains long. This one will be used to connect the back of the top. Then we'll weave in the yarn tails using a darning needle. Insert the yarn through the inside of the top, leaving just enough length to hold, and then trim off the excess. Repeat this step for all the remaining yarn tails until everything looks neat and clean. Now that all the yarn ends are neatly tucked in, we're going to connect the 2 pieces together at the back. Take the shorter tie, the one with about 250 chains, and use it to lace up the back and tie everything together. This part is optional, so you can leave it untied if you prefer a looser fit. Now let's lace up the tie that goes under the bust. And once the ties are laced up, this is what the finished look should be like. Then take the stitch marker out. When you wear it, just tie the front into a cute little bow like this. And that's all for this project. Thank you so much for watching and crafting along with me. Can't wait to see you again in my next cozy creation. Bye for now.